In major school, playing against these top schools is always just a great and fun opportunity, and kind of like what we said in the beginning, I mean, it's an opportunity for you to defend your home court.
Now the opening tip, it'll be Betts and Rachel Luby. Our officials for today's game, Michael Murray, Kimberly Hooks, and Genesis Perryman. Down low for Betts already. You see the size advantage against Luby. Turns around on her, puts it up and in off the glass. And UCLA on the board.
That's great at finish. I mean, that's something that Betts does really well in every single game. She fights for that positioning, and she gets it all the time. But her soft touch around the rim and her finishes are always just so key.
And then Betts with the stuff on Luby. Kiki Rice kicks it out. London Jones for three. And UCLA off to a fast start. Janiah spinning into the lane. Short jumper, left it short. And then a foul on Janiah, beating South Carolina. And they didn't just beat them in a close game. They beat them by 15, led by over 20 at one point in that one as Betts gets the easy lay-in.
As we've been saying, this is the #1 team right now in the nation. And so it is a big game. So you just kind of calm down and find a groove like that.
Rachel Luby, the mid-range jumper for the Wright State transfer. 8 points, 12 rebounds in the win at Hawaii. Here's another three for the Bruins. Kiki Rice this time, no good. Betts the rebound. Back out to Rice. Off glass and in. That's Dugalic. Bruins up by 7, just over 2 minutes into this game. Chung on the drive. Janiah thought about a three. Bounce pass down low. Richards, the freshman, lost it. It's on the floor. Picked up by Rice. Kiki pulls up above two defenders and knocks it down as she gets knocked down. Relatively close. Cross shot from the corner. In and out.
I mean, that was a great kick and a great drive. You know, you got to knock it down. I would like to see the Beach just drive a little bit more. Great finish. That was a great finish, though, with that left hand.
Free throw is good. 3-point play. Kendall Dudley into the game. Jaquez goes to the bench for the Bruins. Long Beach State able to break the full court pressure. Picked up Dudley. Turnover for the Beach. Dudley, strong move to the hoop, missed it, and Luby knocked it out of bounds. Three on the way for Dudley, no good. Barker the rebound, and the putback. Timeout, Amy Wright. Long Beach State down 14, coming off a timeout with the basketball here. As Savannah Tucker flips to Rachel Luby. We'll see what the Beach have out of the break. 10 to shoot. Tucker pulls up over Betts. And how about that? Not a bad play. Tucker creating that contact a little bit too with that forward lean. And Savannah Janiah Barker goes off to Dugalic, who lays it in. Croshaw dribbled it off the foot of her defender, and then Chung fouls London Jones.
She's not afraid of contact. She gets in there. She creates just a really good momentum anytime she gets in the game.
Dangerous pass. Barker able to corral it. Arnesalo takes the three, nails it.
Depth. There is no lack there.
Jones-Brown for three with an answer and a hand in her face. What a job she's done as a freshman. Jacoya Jones-Brown, over 5 points, 5 rebounds a game, as the answer from Dugalic on the other end. Janiah missed the three. Rebound goes to Dugalic. And look at the rebounding difference, Devin. UCLA is plus 14 on the boards.
I would say this is when you really want to headhunt. You put a body on someone, you box them out, you go for the board. That's when you practice this. Or now not even practice, that's when you execute this.
Betts inside, got another. 6 points, 5 rebounds for Lauren Betts so far. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter.
Betts just dominating the paint, doing what she does.
And for the Beach offensively, just looking sped up on most of their possessions as we see Pat Chung commit the travel. Dark shot clock here. Kiki Rice with it. Jones on the drive. Kick out. Dugalic 3. Perfect.
Great three. I mean, she looked like she was just skating on ice right now for that assist.
Chung gets it away. A little too strong. And the first quarter comes to a close. Well, Bruins lead here 28-8 as they start the second quarter with a basketball and Jaquez the lay-in.
And a great finish.
Crawshaw down low. Sanier spins and travels. Betts down low, out for Rice. She pulls up for 3. Tip, UCLA's got it. Jaquez, the fresh 20. Down low, Dugalic, the lay-in.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to hear. You know how basketball was back in the day to how it is now. They just play all-around good basketball. I mean, like we know, they really do dominate in the paint. Offensively, they move the ball really well. For this Beach team defensively, I'm kind of curious to see what man-to-man defense would look like. They've kind of been in a zone this entire game so far.
UCLA now up by more than 25 points. Sanier falls over, lost the ball. Arsenalo. And look at some of the notable matchups for the Bruins on their way to their 9-0 record. They just played their first conference game of the season up at Washington.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. That was a great way to be in that position. And I see she goes out. Whether she's out or in, you still want to take advantage. You want to drive at her.
Dugalic bounces for Barker. To the other side to Rice. Now Barker taking on Crawshaw. Off to Dugalic. Short jumper is good. 40 points for the Bruins.
I mean, that was a great kick. UCLA just sees the court really well.
Here's Tucker. You saw the graphic a moment ago, named Big West Player of the Week. And hits them both.
I mean, if I was the Beach, this is where you turn around, you sit down, you lock up, and you defend.
Rice pulls up over right and hits the jumper. Bruins well on pace for over 100 points in this one. Already at 42 here with just under 3.5 to play second quarter. Jones-Brown out to right, top of the circle, missed the jumper. Jones-Brown able to come away with it.
She is just everywhere.
Tucker lost it, some contact, no whistle. Bruins control. Rice swerving to the hoop and fouled. Rice knocks down the first. But Long Beach State also going to Ann Arbor. Crawshaw, nice fake, and the finger roll finish.
Great ball movement, way to take care of the ball that possession, and way to get all the way to the rim. I mean, I said it earlier, right now, you know, you don't have Betts in, you want to attack. But you also have to, stop the bleeding and sit down and play some defense.
Crawshaw fires from 3, a little too strong. Pass up ahead. Crawshaw reaches up, takes it away. Now, one thing Coach Wright said about her philosophy going into a game like this is Haley Wright puts it up and count it with the foul. Is that you can still win possessions. You can still focus in, not worry about what the ultimate score is. But
yeah, and great knockdown.
This rivalry, the rivalry that once was. Sanier puts it up, short, rebound, Richards. Fresh 20 for the Beach. Luby, jumper, he got it. Arnesalo on the drive, 4 seconds. Tough shot, no. Jaquez, floater, didn't go. And the Bruins unable to reach 50 points.
I want to thank Amy Wright and her staff and players. They welcomed me and really have had me involved the last couple of years, which I appreciated. And obviously UCLA, I had a great deal of respect for them and still do. The history of their program and what it meant. That was a nice three-pointer there. Stanford and both Arizona schools. And we won the conference. My first 6 years, we won 5 out of the 6 years. And we still played UCLA and SC, but UCLA stopped playing us in 1987 because we won by a lot.
Yeah.
Again, I had a lot of respect for UCLA, but we were really talented, and it was fun. UCLA, now Cori Close has done an unbelievable job, but they're so deep. I like the culture, not just the talent of UCLA. I like their culture and what it means, and to showcase this is great. It's great for the players.
Well, something you just said about, you beat up on UCLA decades ago and they stopped playing you, and that's something that in today's day and age of the major conferences and mid-major conferences, you don't see major conference teams go play at mid-major teams in their home building very often.
You don't, and so that's a great thing for Cori Close to do that, and for Amy Wright
and
to
Lindsay
play that.
Gottlieb's USC played here last year as well.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I watched that game too. Yeah,
it's about scheduling this game and just the way that Lindsay and Cori and some of the other head coaches in Southern California have kind of been just embracing this rise in popularity of women's basketball over the last few years, and the sport really having a moment. But also, Amy Wright was willing to, as we see Savannah Tucker at the drive and the layup, she was really willing to kind of take on that little sister mentality and say, coaches like Cori Close and Lindsay Gottlieb are helping to grow the game here in Southern California by scheduling these types of contests.
And neither one has to schedule this game, but I like it, and I think it's good for the game. It's particularly good for women's basketball here in the Southland.
Absolutely.
And that was a nice move there.
If you don't mind me asking, what have you been liking so far from what you've seen from both these teams?
Well, this little one, number 32, who just came in the game, she's a good player too. But you can't. So there's two things you can't teach, and one is quickness. You can help it a little bit, but you can't teach it.
No dip off at all when anyone comes out. It's just player after player after player is just phenomenal.
Chung unable to knock down the 3 there. Jones-Brown battling for the board.
I do like that shot. And I like the system Amy Wright does. She is up-tempo. They do a lot of ball movement. It's just hard to be successful against a team like UCLA. Nice high-low.
There for Barker.
Yeah. I like her game. She has improved from when I saw the year ago. Nice. A couple things. You can control your effort, and you can control your attitude. And all you ask is that the players give everything they have.
Definitely.
Richards, one of 2. In today's era of the transfer portal and all that, in the Big West, you don't often see true freshmen come in and contribute the way that the 2 of them have. And here's Richards trying to finish.
That was a nice basket and a really nice pass there by Tucker.
That was a really good decision by the Beach.
I
That's
hope
something that they do really well.
I hope she buys Tucker a Starbucks here after the game, because that was a heck of a pass.
I mean, pushing the ball in transition is something that the Beach just really executes really well, and we haven't really seen them do it just yet in this game.
We were just looking at the stat sheet there during the break, and obviously a better second half for Long Beach State so far.
Yeah, well, they're shooting better from the floor. I think they're gained a little bit of confidence. Coach has made a few adjustments, and a lot of it is just encouraging the players to play their game. I mean, easier said than done. I mean, and like that long rebound, you're shooting the three, and Betts is there. She's going to out-rebound you.
Foul inside. In terms of, the success of your program leading to this building opening, and we're celebrating the 30th year of it now. But I want to go back to when you were having all that success.
It's a unique structure, and it's great to have a lot of fans here today.
Yeah.
The score is out there, and UCLA is that good. But I think this game is going to help them as they move forward.
And do you have a relationship with Amy prior to her time here in Long Beach?
I always say, I coached such a long time. I don't know every coach. That was a nice shot.
That was a great
Barker,
knockdown.
the 30.
London Jones. I don't know every coach, but I've met so many when I've recruiting, and so we had met before, but I really appreciate her being so welcome and asking me to come back here. Before I ever offer anything, I always ask permission.
That's good.
I never just go in there and say, I think coaches she has her own philosophy, and I believe in it, and that's obviously getting the ball up tempo, penetration, spread the court, hit some threes. They're able to go more to the rim when they're playing against a shorter team or people more mid-majors, but I like her style. I mean, last year was her first year as a head coach, and she's learned a lot from that. But I think they can be really successful here. And so I just listen.
You should mention, there's more to your resume than just your time here. Coach at Arizona, at Seattle, and now broadcaster.
Yeah, when I left coaching, and it's still hard to, people always ask me if I got to come back and coach. No, I love coaching, but I'm done coaching. I wanted to do some broadcasting, and I was very fortunate that Pac-12 allowed me to do that before under Cori Close. But they have something special going on, and you could just see it right there. That's
great find to finish.
Nice play, nice give and go to Barker there. Well, and she's deserved it, and she's been very successful, and have gone a lot of NCAA tournaments, and ourselves on and off will determine what that ceiling really is.
Yeah, and I mean, you kind of talked about it a little bit early on, but you were talking about how the dynamic of basketball, because you were a coach, very much about your players, and
right.
The dynamic of basketball has kind of changed. Can you just kind of elaborate on that? Because we've kind of talked about it, but what have you seen change?
Well, I think like I'm not coaching. That was a great put back there. I think that was that Jaquez?
That was Arnasalvo.
Oh, the freshman from Finland. She's awfully good, too. Yeah, I think it's harder. When you're recruiting, when I was recruiting, it was all about relationships with the players, and you get to know their families. I always said the people of influence. It was like a circle. And now one of the things kids ask right away, well, how much when that was a nice try.
Was a great try.
It's not that I don't want players to do well and make money, but it's just a little crazy and out of control right now.
Yeah.
A little bit like the Wild West.
Oh, my
Three
goodness.
misses there. Offensive rebound. Put back no. Barker on the third try.
Yeah. You give them 3 tries, and third time's a charm there.
Every single time.
Well, hey, our time's winding down with you here, but it's such a pleasure to have you in the building. We thank you so much for joining our broadcast as the third quarter. See if Long Beach can get something off. And Tucker puts it in. What a way to finish.
Right on cue.
Joe Bonvicini, thank you so much. I know a lot of people in the building so happy to have you here.
It's a pleasure, and honestly, I love coaching here and living here, and so it's an honor.
Coach Joan on, but I mean, this UCLA team has the potential to go very, very far.
And we thank Joan Bonvicini again, of course, for joining us. That was a lot of fun. Full quarter with Joan. Certainly a big deal in these parts and throughout all of women's college basketball. As Long Beach State trying to start the fourth quarter solid. And how about that, Mike Helcherds with 6 points after that lay-in. That's the lay-in on the other end.
I mean, just a great look inside. I mean, it definitely looks like this Beach team has definitely found a little momentum and a little rhythm, but probably just a little bit too late. But they definitely found a stride and a confidence. That was a great finish by Jana Crawshaw over Betts.
Yeah, the fake and the finish for Crawshaw. And Crawshaw leading the way for the Beach with 11 points. She's 5 of 11 shooting. Even more impressive on the 5 of 11 is 4 of 6 from 2. You got 3 freshmen and the sophomore Crawshaw. Good touch in the finish. Drive and the lay in there for Dugalic.
This Beach team moving the ball really well.
You know, Devin, I'm excited for both these teams moving forward just to watch how things turn out this year in their respective conferences. So we see the steal there, Arnesalo, and she'll finish there on the drive. But, I mean, exciting to see Long Beach State, the way they started Big West play with the 2 wins. They're going to get conference play going again just after New Year's. And then UCLA being number 1, but we saw the standings briefly there in the Big Ten. Just so many talented teams in the conference. There's going to be some moving and shaking at the top of the standings there and the top of the rankings. So I think it's just an awesome season for women's basketball, an awesome time.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely right. And even for the Beach after this game specifically, I mean, especially the second half play, they kind of went back to doing what they do, which is pushing the momentum, pushing the ball in transition.
Rivals play very often. Brown knocked that down, coming for a chance to see their venue in California. Tucker lobs underneath. Jones-Brown. A nice finish.
Nice finish. I love the patience that she had. She waited. She went right up.
Had to get it up high to get it over Betts. Three from Rice on the other end. Short. Gets her own rebound. And a lay-in. Crawshaw spinning in the lane. 3 to shoot. And 17 for Jada.
I mean, she is having a big second half.
UCLA has kept on scoring, though.
They have.
31 in the third quarter. It was their highest scoring quarter of the game. And they beat UT Martin 97-37.
And she's not the tallest. Great knockdown. She's not the tallest, but she still gets in there and comes up with these boards. And that's what I was going to say about Reynoso, the confidence that she played with. Great move. Had to stop myself right there with a great finish.
Barker gets UCLA within 2 points of 100. As we see Chung slip and hit the baseline. Ball's going back to UCLA.
I'm pretty sure it's always just we were talking about a little bit, but when players come in and play what they do and they do it well, it's hard not, you just can't complain about stuff like that. When you have somebody that comes in and you expect them to just dominate like that and they do it, it's the best feeling ever as a coach, I bet.
100 points for the Bruins. Crawshaw's having the big game. Savannah Tucker has 6 assists, but it's been a tough one for Sonier and Chung, two of this team's leaders, and neither of them have scored in this one.
Yeah, and to your point, we've seen this Beach team. Great kick.
Crawshaw fighting for a shot. Couldn't get it to fall. Playing on this floor inside the Walter Pyramid as well. UCLA doubles up the Beach. A little payback from some of those big wins back in the 80s of this Long Beach State program over the Bruins. 102-51, the final score. And Cori close with the win today.